Hello and welcome to episode 4 of the I Am No Jedi podcast. I'm your host, Geoff Lambert, and I'm here with my co-host and my daughter, Ava. Ava, say hi.
Hi.
All right. Tonight's show, we got a great show tonight. We're going to be doing a draft that involves planets. We'll get into the details when we get there. We'll also be doing some what ifs. Essentially, what if this happened or what if this did not happen, how things would change. And then we're going to wrap it up with some of our favorite characters from Andor. But first, before we get that far, please hit that like and subscribe button. Help us out. Give us some more followers there. If you like the show, you want to comment at any time, feel free to do that as well. But let's go ahead and hit the intro and get the show started here. All right, as I mentioned, we're going to be doing our draft as usual to start the podcast. So we're going to be drafting the worst planets to crash land on. That is going to be our draft for tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and hit the drop here.
Attention, everyone. Let's mock draft.
All right, Ava, you have the first pick tonight. So you get to make the first pick.
Okay, I feel like this was the top one on your list, and I know you're going to hate me for this. So I'm going to start strong with Mustafar, the lava planet.
Yes, Mustafar is definitely the top on the list for sure. I mean, the chances of you actually landing somewhere where you're not in lava is pretty slim. So I have a feeling
especially for crashing.
Yes, exactly. You don't have a choice of where you're going to be landing. It's not going to be a good thing for you for sure. So yeah, Mustafar was the top one on my list. I'm going to go with a little bit of a I say underrated planet. It had a very small part in the movies in the original trilogy, and I'm going to go with this one because I hate the cold, and I'm going with the planet Hoth because it is an ice planet, and there is snow and ice everywhere. And if you land on that planet, yeah, you might survive the crash landing, but you're going to probably freeze to death out there in the middle of nowhere. So Hoth is my first round pick.
I was going to put that on my list, but I'm like, well, if you crash land when the Rebels base is there, you might not be that screwed.
Yeah, but the Rebel base is only on one part of the planet. The chances of you landing anywhere near that is very slim.
Fair.
Yeah, so that is my first round pick, and then I get of course, it's a snake draft, so I get to pick the next one, and I'm gonna go with similar to Mustafar. It's a Sith planet. I didn't think of that. I'm going with Morbad. It's a Sith planet and it's called Morbad. So it's not just bad, it's Morbad. So that I'm going with that one. The Sith, the quote unquote home of the Sith, essentially. That is my 201. So now you're up, Ava, and you got two picks here. The second round pick and a third round pick.
I'm gonna go with, I feel like, I don't know if you would consider this one. I'm gonna say Kamino. Because unless you land in the Kaminoans' little base, you're just gonna end up in the middle of an ocean.
Yeah.
So
it's pretty true. It's a very small little place where you can land on that planet and not be in the water.
So
yeah, that's a good call. I like that one.
And also, no one really knows where it is for most of the time until the clones. So
been removed from the star map,
and then it explodes.
Yeah.
So be a pretty awful place to land.
Good luck finding that one. And then you got another pick. You got the third round pick.
Okay. Which one to choose next? Ooh, I'm gonna do. I don't know if you remember this one because it was in the sequels. I'm gonna do Jakku because it's literally they literally called it nothing, nowhere, because it's so actually awful place to be. It's worse than Tatooine because it's a desert, but it has nothing on it.
And it has the sinking sand, too. Isn't that the planet that has the sinking sand?
It is. Yeah. So, not be fun.
I will pass on that one. All right, so I have my third round pick and my fourth round pick. Let's see here. What can I go with? You know what? I'm going to stick with the desert theme, and I'm going to take Tatooine.
Ah, dang it.
Yeah, because again, it's a desert planet. It's a whole lot of desert and very little civilization. So it's a good chance you're going to land in the middle of desert. And the only thing worse than freezing to death is dying of thirst and heat exhaustion. And hunger. So yeah, the Tatooine is definitely my third round pick.
Yep.
My fourth round pick, this one's also from the sequels. I'm going with the lightning planet Exegol, where of course Palpatine is supposedly he survived somehow, and he lives on that planet with all the lightning. So yes, Exegol is my 4th round pick as worst planet to crash land on. All right, Ava, you have your 4th and 5th.
Almost 100% sure you put this on your list. I'm gonna say Dagobah. Because, I mean, unless Yoda finds you, if he's even alive or on the planet during that time, you're just stuck in the middle of a swamp with, like, nothing.
Yeah, good chance even if you survive, your ship's going to sink, and then you're not going to be able to get it out.
Yeah, so you're basically going to be stuck there.
Yeah, I like with Jawa Enjoyer that says here, Alderaan, because there ain't much planet left. Yeah, that's a good call. I like that one. All right, so that was your 4th round pick, right? So you got one more.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Okay. So one of my friends who is watching this will probably laugh at this because it's one of our jokes. I would say Gorman.
Gorman, yeah. That is not a good
I don't think I need to say much.
Yes, if you watch the series Andor, then you definitely know what Gorman is, and you would not want to crash land on that planet for sure. All right, the last one I'm going to take here, I'm going to go with, so I think depending on the timeline, there's either going to be a whole lot of insects there or a whole lot of nothing.
I have this on my list.
Yeah, so I'm going with Geonosis, who obviously, depending on the timeline, there was a bunch of the Geonosians there, which are these insect creatures.
That don't like anyone.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's either you get killed by bugs or you're just stuck on a planet with nothing.
Exactly. Honorable mention, it goes to Mandalore, post-apocalypse, right? I mean, it's not really a great planet to be on. It's survivable. We found out that in Mandalore that a Mandalorian that you can survive on that planet, but it's kind of in bad shape. So that would be an honorable mention of mine that was on my list as well. All right, so we were going to do some what ifs tonight, and I asked Ava to send me some what ifs. I was doing my other podcast last night, and she is blowing up my Insta or my DMs with all of her what ifs. She gave me probably about 50.
No, it was 30. I counted. It was 30.
30. Okay, she gave me 30. We unfortunately don't have time to do 30 of those tonight, so I had to narrow it down to like a top 5 or 6 that we're going to do tonight. And the first one I have on there is what if Anakin turned down Qui-Gon Jinn's offer to be a Jedi? So obviously going to the prequels when he's a slave and finds out that Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan are Jedi and he wants to be a Jedi and this and that. So what if he decided to stay with his mother and not go with Qui-Gon Jinn? What do you think, Ava? What would happen?
Well, nothing would have really happened because I mean, Dooku wouldn't be dead at all because Emperor Palpatine would have no reason to kill him because he'd have to find a new apprentice. That's what the reason he killed Dooku is because he wanted Anakin, and he was like, "I'm done with you."
Yeah, there is the fan theory that Palpatine already knew about Anakin.
True, but if he didn't come, would Palpatine just like kidnap him? Like, just like, you're mine now.
It's very possible.
If he was kidnapped by Palpatine, then he would be a Sith, like, almost immediately. So it either would mean basically nothing happens, or the end of the world.
Yeah, because if he ends up being the full-on, obviously if he does that, he doesn't get cut in half or into thirds by Obi-Wan. He ends up becoming maybe Darth Vader still, but he'll be a full-blown Darth Vader, not the one that has missing limbs and a suit that hurts and he has to use the Force just to walk. That could spell bad things for the galaxy for sure. All right, you got any more things on that one, or you want to move on to the next one?
I don't think I have much to say.
I basically
said everything.
Yeah, Jawa Enjoyer said that's a hard one since he does a lot in the story. Yeah, he's a pretty key part in the story. If that doesn't happen, it changes really everything. I think he still ends up, obviously learning that he knows how to use the Force. I think Palpatine kind of knows Anakin exists. So I do think that he would still become a Sith. I don't know if he would realize his full potential, though, because, he went and got trained by the Jedi. He went through the whole Clone Wars, learned how to...
And he wouldn't hunt down Obi-Wan because Obi-Wan would never have trained him.
Never have trained him. There wouldn't have been any of that. So,
and he wouldn't be upset because he wouldn't have met, fell in love with Padme. I mean, he liked her from the start, but he would have never like seen her again.
Seen her, that's right.
So it would just be kind of like one time.
Yeah, it would be just his mother that he'd get to be upset about, and that didn't.
Well,
really...
he might be there to stop her though. Remember?
That's true.
So I honestly feel like he wouldn't be this. Honestly, I think he would be worse as a Sith than like if he actually was trained.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's do the next one here. What if Order 66 failed? Now, this one you put down on the list. What do you mean by fail? Like, you mean he tried to use the order and
like the chip in their head and never didn't work.
What
if it just like failed? I mean, Tup's chip went early because it like, I don't know, we got a virus or something, and so it like got all deformed, diseased and stuff. So if that happened to all the clones, what would happen? Like, would it go early or would it just not happen?
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, if it sort of malfunctioned at that point, then I think, obviously the clones won the war because they were pretty much ready to win it anyway. But of course, they switched sides and then won the war by killing all the Jedi. If that didn't happen, the Jedi still survive. The clones are still on the Jedi side, at least for that time being, unless it malfunctions again. So I think that the Republic wins the battle, and
Palpatine would still win.
Palpatine would still win.
He would win either way.
Either way, Palpatine
So he
wins.
would win. It just wouldn't be because of the clones. It would just technically it would.
It would be because of the clones, but the other side, he'd have to still be Palpatine and not the Emperor. It'd be harder for him to become the Emperor, I think, if it was to go that way.
Yeah, I mean, he did make it. The reason he like that happened is because he made it seem like the Jedi were like evil and like this was all their fault. Yep. So I feel like he would still find a way to do that, no matter which way it went.
Yeah, that is true. What if Order 66 actually worked? The chips in their heads worked, but they weren't able. They just weren't able to kill all the Jedi. Like, what if the Jedi figured it out?
Jedi won?
Yeah, the Jedi figured it out beforehand. Like, because I think in one scene
that would be crazy.
Yeah, like I think Yoda senses it, right? Because he can feel everybody dying. He feels
that's how he survived,
right? So what if all the Jedi had this, sense that all these guys are getting ready to turn on me?
I mean, Obi-Wan survived Cody.
That's true.
So Ahsoka survived, but Rex. The only reason she really survived is because Rex was able to like say like find fives, and she was able to figure out what the heck was happening.
Yeah, that's
true. Darth Maul and stuff. So if they didn't align like that, bad things would probably happen because the Jedi would no longer have the clones. So yes, it would be a good thing, but Palpatine would still win.
He's going to win either way.
He's going to win, like.
But he would win, and there would be a whole lot more Jedi. Whereas the other way, all the Jedi were dead, and we had to wait, until Luke Skywalker came around before anything could happen.
What if it happened too early? Like, what if like the thing that happened to Tup's chip like happened like to everyone?
Yeah, that would be tough.
That would be bad.
That would be.
I mean, it'd be kind of good and kind of bad.
And it really depends on timing, because I think Palpatine timed it so that all the Jedi were fighting their battles at that exact moment. But if like all the clones were on Kamino and Order 66 happened, they'd have nothing.
They would kill Shakti and that would be it.
Yeah, they would.
If even Shakti's there.
Yep.
Like nothing would really happen.
Yeah, nothing would happen. They would all think the clones just malfunctioned, and they would blame
well,
Kamino.
The Kaminoans wouldn't, because the Kaminoans put them in there.
That's true.
So who would be thinking the malfunction? The other clones?
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, they would just kind of, I don't know, it'd be the same. They would just kill the Jedi the first time they see it.
That would be interesting for sure.
Yeah.
All right, the next what if we have is, what if Kanan faked his death? Of course, if you watched Rebels, you saw him sort of sacrifice himself to save Hera and all the rebels, and he dies. But what if he faked his death? What if he survived that? What do you think would happen?
I think that, I don't know. I mean, that would like change so much, because I don't know if Ezra would have done his whole sacrifice thing. Because if Kanan came back, then he wouldn't have. But if Kanan stayed secret, he still would have.
Yeah.
If Kanan stayed secret and then like came back and like, for example, like the Ahsoka show, that would be actually so wild. But if like he just like stayed hidden the whole time or like showed himself earlier, the whole plot would like shift.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I think Hera might have something to say about that. She'd be a little upset if he faked his
I
death.
think
And
she would get Chopper to electrocute him.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it would definitely be.
That
be
would be
interesting.
funny though.
But you're right. I think if he did survive, and somehow Hera and Ezra and all them knew that he survived, like if he stayed secret, but they knew he was still alive, then Ezra may not have sacrificed himself.
Yeah.
Thrawn would have probably taken over as the Emperor, because I think that timeline.
Well, not the Emperor.
Not the Emperor, but he would have taken over the Empire.
Well, yeah.
Palpatine still was killed by Luke Skywalker, but Thrawn, I think, would have been able to take over from there, and it would have still been a continuation of the Empire.
That would just like the whole like story would shift.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, this next one is one of Ava's favorite clones.
I love him.
What if Fives lived? Of course, if you watched the Clone Wars, Fives was the one that had his chip malfunction.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. He knew about it. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry. He had figured out the whole conspiracy about the chips and was trying to tell everybody about it. No one believed him. He ends up dying. Can't tell anybody. But what if he survived? What do you think would happen?
If he survived and was able to convince them, then Order 66 wouldn't happen. If he survived and came back, like say Bad Batch, I don't think if he survived and ended up in Bad Batch, I don't think Tech would have died. Because if he joined the Bad Batch, he would be there to like help.
Yeah.
So I feel like Tech might not have died if he was in Bad Batch time.
Fair.
Ooh, there's a good one. What if the Kaminoans didn't exist? That would be like crazy.
So then there would be no
clones.
Clone army for sure.
Honestly, the Jedi would have died sooner, because remember that whole battle and the clones just like drop out of the sky?
That's true.
That wouldn't happen.
There'd be no clones to help save the day on that one.
They'd just die.
That is true. Good. Yeah, that's a good one. That is a very good one. Going back to Fives, as far as you said, if he's able to convince them. So let's say he was able to convince them. What's the first thing they're probably going to do?
I would say remove the chips.
They're going to remove the chips, but they don't know that Emperor Palpatine is the Sith yet.
Yeah, they don't know this is a Sith.
So
but they do end up figuring out. But when they figure it out, Order 66 is already happening, and Mace Windu gets chucked out a window.
Yeah.
So if they did it sooner, they would have like all of the clones and all of the Jedi to kill him, and I don't think he would have won, honestly.
But I think what would happen is they would tell Emperor Palpatine, not knowing that, like, oh yeah, there's these chips in the clones' heads, and I think he would execute the order sooner. I think he would just because he would somehow find out that they were.
Well, he already found out. Remember when Fives like that whole thing when Fives was like,
right?
Please believe me, that whole phase.
Yes, but if he was able to convince them, I think Emperor Palpatine would have just executed the order sooner. Because otherwise, there was billions of clones, right?
There was trillions. There was trillions of clones, and the whole freaking Jedi army. I mean, he would have been screwed.
Yeah, because with the chip in their head, if he's like, okay, they found out, we still have to take the chip out of the trillion plus clones. He can just say, okay, Order 66, execute now, and then that would start it a little sooner. But again, as we said many times already, no matter which way it went, Palpatine was still winning. So it didn't matter. Didn't matter.
He set himself up from a position that screwed everyone except himself.
Exactly. All right, let's do another one here. So this next one, what if Anakin listened to Obi-Wan about the high ground, didn't attempt to make his little flip over the top, and didn't get cut into a bunch of pieces, just floated down the lava river a little bit farther, and Palpatine picks him up off this burning rock, and he goes on to be Darth Vader with all his extremities, all his body.
I don't think he would have all of his, all of that. He would Palpatine would still find a way to weaken him.
Because Palpatine was afraid of him.
Yeah, Palpatine was scared that he was going to overpower him. But when he takes off his suit, it wouldn't kill him. So when Luke saves him, he wouldn't die.
He wouldn't die, but he wouldn't. Do you think Palpatine would injure him that much that he'd have to use the suit?
I don't think he would injure him, because then Anakin would lose his trust in Palpatine. But he would still give him some sort of something. Can't read. And he would like give him some sort of like like a suit and something and say like this will make you more powerful. And in reality, it's like making him weaker.
Yeah.
But he would like brainwash him and be like, oh well, I'm gonna listen to my master, kind of thing.
That's true. Yeah, it'd be tough because I mean, I think Palpatine, like you said, he weakened Vader so that Vader could never be more powerful than him. But if Vader had never been, his arms and legs been cut off, he could reach his full potential. So what would I'm curious to what he would have done. He would have maybe he still puts him in the suit or something. Yeah, it'd be tough because I think
he would probably put him in a suit, but not that one. It would probably like weigh him down because like you said the other day that the suit like weighed him down, so he had to use the Force to like move.
Yeah.
So if he gave him some sort of like suit that would like weigh him down still, it would still weaken him, but he would still have like all of his Force potential, and he would still have all of his limbs. So if he were to take it off, the whole world would probably just.
Yeah, that's a technical term, right? All right, so that is our what ifs of the night. To end out the show, we're going to be ranking.
No, you missed a what if.
Oh, I missed one. I was going to skip it because we were running out of time, but we can go ahead and get to this one.
Yay.
Too. So what if Plo Koon never found Ahsoka?
I honestly don't know. I mean, Anakin would have never have lost her. He wouldn't have had another loss, so maybe that would have not has like mentally injured him as much. But I don't think it would do that much if he never like. I don't know, because I feel like it would the main thing it would affect would be
losing Ahsoka. That was one of the three people that he lost. He lost Padme, lost his mother, lost Ahsoka, essentially.
Yeah. And Obi-Wan betrayed him.
So what happens with Ahsoka if she's never discovered by the Jedi?
She would still have the Force, and she found a way to use it on her own. Remember, she tamed the whole beast thing and like came back to her village. If you watched Tales of the Jedi,
yep.
So honestly, I think that would be an upside for her village, using like a Force user in a village.
Yeah. That
would be pretty crazy.
Except, what if the Sith found out about her? Because they were collecting.
I mean,
they were finding all the Force sensitive, kids, babies, whatever, and they were trying to send their Inquisitors. And
so you probably end up dying in that sense.
And the Inquisitors, burned that village down looking for her in.
Yeah.
So it's tough to say what would happen, but yeah, I think that would change the story quite a bit, actually.
I mean, Order 66 would have been different for Rex's point of view, because he wouldn't be killing any Jedi. Because technically she wasn't a Jedi at that time, but to them she was.
Yeah.
Because Jesse would have survived, because he wouldn't have been trying to kill Ahsoka, and so he would the whole ship would have survived, but Rex would have still had a chip. The Bad Batch, they would have never moved their chip. Crosshair would have never gone good.
Yeah.
Wrecker would have gone evil. Like, that would be bad. That would actually be so bad.
Yes, that would be for sure.
I mean, Omega would probably die.
Did they ever explain why Plo Koon didn't take Ahsoka on as his own apprentice, and why they gave her to Anakin?
I don't know. That's a good point, since
he discovered her.
He found her.
And at the time, I don't think he had a Padawan at the time.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not sure why they decided to give Anakin, because Anakin wasn't even...
Anakin was technically not given the rank of master ever, so
yeah,
I mean...
So why was he given
And Anakin was the most irresponsible. Why would you give him a child? Like, yeah, oh yeah, you like crashing ships? Let's give you a child who also likes crashing ships.
Yeah,
what?
True. It's true. Another Jedi making some bad decisions there. That
mainly Mace Windu. He's a good character, but he's definitely done some things. I'm like, why would you do that?
Yep.
What was the logic?
Agreed. All right, so we're gonna wrap the show up tonight by ranking our top 5 characters from Andor, and this is just our top 5, our favorite, not the most important to the story, not the most important character. Could be a minor character, could be anything. Just our top 5 favorite characters from Andor. Ava, we're
minor side characters, because I love side characters.
We're gonna count down 5 to 1. So Ava, you go ahead and give us your 5.
All 5 of mine?
Yep, counting down 5 to 1.
So in 5th place, I have Cinta, who ended up spoiler, dying in the second season, but she was overall a baddie. Like, she was actually a really cool character, and I wish that she hadn't died, because I feel like during Rogue One time, if she was there, she could have helped a lot, but she died, so that didn't happen. But.
Yeah. The one scene that I kind of wish they would have shown, we all know what happened, but when she came and picked up Mon Mothma's childhood friend and basically got rid of him because he was blackmailing her, I'm really curious to how that went, because with Cinta, we didn't really see, because that means she basically essentially murdered him.
Yeah.
So we didn't really see that part of her character in Andor at all. So I'm
did she straight up just land the ship and just kill him, or did she tip him off the ship, because they were flying out of there, and then just that's all we saw.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know how he died specifically.
Or did he die? Did they take him somewhere?
Yeah. Did they imprison him or
yeah,
leave him to starve, torture him? I really want to know what happened. They never technically showed us. We just kind of made inferences.
Yeah. Good call. All right, so you had Cinta at 5. Who do you have it for?
Oh yeah. This is a really fan favorite character, but sometimes we just gotta be basic. K2SO. That's the droid guy who's he was originally evil and against them, but then he Andor crushed him against a wall and changed his wiring and stuff, and basically he became his friend. Honestly, he's an awesome character. I loved him in both Andor and Rogue One. I kind of was scared they were gonna make me not like him if they put him in there, but no, honestly, I like him more now. He's a really good character. I have a thing for droids though, so maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I love that character as well. I like how he is. So he's sarcastic, but he's not really trying to be sarcastic, but the way he just talks,
yeah,
he just says little comments,
when he murdered everyone in the hall is and he basically just said I'm here, let's go. He just acted like nothing happened. He just murdered 10 people.
Or when the guy's are you with us? And he's no, and he smacks him off the bridge.
Yeah, he's just so funny. He's a great character.
Yeah, I love that character. He's on my list too.
In third, I also have another droid, which I don't know if y'all remember him. He didn't have many scenes, but I literally made a bracelet dedicated to him because I love him so much. B, that's his nickname. He's the red droid that has the stutter. I just love him. He's adorable. That's all I have to say. He's adorable, and I love him.
Yeah, I will say that one of your favorite scenes is at the end, the last one, where you see him, happy and
and because Bix comes back to that planet. I was like, how dare you abandon him? You better come back for him. I was so mad and they left him. How dare you? And then they came back, so I was like, okay, I don't have to kill anyone.
All right, what's your top 2 now?
Okay, so in second place, this is a pretty well-known, popular character if you watched Andor. Bix. I don't have much to say. She's an absolute baddie, and I mean, she literally burnt down an entire building with the person that basically I don't want to say brainwashed, because that's not the term, but tortured her mentally. Yeah. So that was pretty baddie. She just said, okay, you gave me trauma. I'm just gonna blow you up into smithereens.
Yeah, I like that. That was a really good scene. I like the way they kind of finished that off with them just kind of walking away, and then boom, the whole building blows up in the background.
I feel like any show has that one scene where they're just walking away from a giant explosion, murdering 100 people.
Yes, that's true.
Best kind of scene. And then in first place, I think you know who this is. I don't really know, but my first place character
starts with a K.
Yeah, is Kleya. I don't have much to say. She's a genius. She's sassy, but you like it. And I was so scared they were gonna kill her, because she's one of those characters that you get attachment to. So then they would kill her to basically make you why would you do that? But they didn't. So that's good.
Yeah, I think those top 2 that you have, I think if they would have ended it at season 1, I don't think they would have made it into your top 2. They really came into their own in the second season, I think, especially Kleya.
Kleya used to scare me, actually, so
yeah,
it's pretty funny, because thank goodness for season 2, or I would have been scared of her. So
love it. All right, so I have a different top 5. Couple of them. I have K2SO. K2SO. I can never remember that. He was on my list, but I'll go ahead and go through my 5. So at 5, I have the paranoid, crazy Saw Gerrera.
Oh, I was like, who?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, Saw Gerrera. He's like
Yeah.
a maniac.
His character was just awesome. I think the way that it was portrayed.
And his like they literally put him in like almost every single show. Like his growth over time.
Yep.
Like he's a really good character.
Very
I can't
good
disagree with
character.
that.
That's number 5 because I think his scenes are very what's the word I'm looking for? Dialogue driven when he's talking to whoever's there. There's not a whole lot of action when he's in the scene, but it's very dialogue driven.
Because he can't breathe.
He can't breathe, so there's not a whole lot of action going on. So some of the things that he says is pretty cool, like especially the scene where he's huffing the gas, and he gets the other kid, I can't think of his name now, to huff the gas too. And
Willman.
Yeah, Willman. Yeah, that scene is a little crazy, but I like him for that.
Saw Gerrera is a really great character. I have no reason to hate him. He just kind of scares me.
Let's see. The other one I'm going to go with at my 4. Actually, K2SO is my 4. We already talked about him. I love his sarcasm. That's not really sarcasm. He's just so matter of fact. This is how it's happening, but it comes across as sarcasm. So I love that character. He's my number 4. My number 3 is because you kind of hate her for the entire show, and then you almost feel bad for her at the end, and that's Dedra.
Ew!
Yeah.
Ew, heck no!
Without her, nothing happens, right? Like if she's the one that essentially...
I guess that's fair, but I find her so absolutely disgusting. I can't put her in my favorites.
That's why she's in my top 5, because you hate her enough. Like you have to hate a villain.
Why are your favorite characters all characters that people hate?
They're always
yeah.
There's my
literally
villain.
like his favorite character right here.
They're all villains, but Dedra, she was, like I said, in the first episode, the first season, she was a little annoying. And then as her character kind of got built into season 2, you really disliked her, and then you almost felt bad for her at the end because she was kind of the only one that was sort of pursuing the rebels, and then she ends up being the one to essentially leak the plans to the rebels, and ends up being the one that paid a price for it as well, which is kind of ironic.
She disgusts me. I actually am so offended that you put her on your list, especially in top 3. Like, what?
Yes.
No.
You have to have a good bad guy in order to make the show.
I guess so, but she's a disgusting bad guy, not a good one.
Like Star Wars without Darth Vader is not good.
Yeah, but what? I almost said Star Vader. Darth Vader and Darth Maul are cool. Yes, they kind of get on your nerves, but they're cool. I don't like her at all.
Fair. And then my top 2 are going to be sort of chalk, so to speak. I'm gonna go with Cassian Andor. Chalk means everybody's favorite. Cassian Andor is my number 2.
Don't like Cassian.
Seeing his growth through the show, and how he was a reluctant rebel to begin with, and then at the end he's almost like the one that's truly the rebel. When he's in that room, he's trying to convince them about the Death Star, and like, why should we believe you? And Luthen was kind of a crazy person. And he's like, none of y'all would be here without Luthen. The way he was standing up for him. So yeah, Cassian Andor, I really like that character.
I like Cassian. Don't get me wrong, but he's so self-absorbed sometimes. It just makes me want to punch him. Like. He knows he's good at what he does, and so he has to make that very well known. Like he's like, yeah, I can do this. Like, get that in your head. Like, stop. No.
Yeah, he's very confident for sure.
I don't like that.
But speaking of confidence, my number 1 is Luthen Rael.
Okay, that's a bad character.
Yeah, he's some of the scenes with him. There's a scene where he's when who's the guy that portrayed the one that was spying on Dedra?
Huh?
The one that was he was with the Empire, but he was the one, the informant.
Cyril?
No, the informant, the one that they ended up killing in the last episode.
Oh yeah, I forgot his name.
Yeah, I can't remember his name either. But that scene where he's on the elevator and he's like, "What are you risking?" And he goes through that whole monologue about how he won't see the sunsets and all that he's doing now, he'll never be able to experience it, and all the reasons, all the things that he's sacrificing for the Empire, for the rebels. And it's just a really cool scene. I think in general, he's one of the...
He's also pretty much a genius. I mean, the rebellion basically exists because of him.
Yep. It's funny because in the first episode, I really didn't think he was that great of a character.
Yeah, no, I didn't like him.
And then the one scene that kind of meant like, okay, this guy's pretty cool, is the one scene where his ship shoots out the lightsabers.
Oh my god, yeah, that's like, if you watch Andor, you're just gonna like that. I need that in my life. Like, that's such a cool ship.
Yeah, that was
like, What?
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. My thing is, where did that ship go? You never see it again. Like,
Yeah.
it didn't get destroyed, so go get that ship because that thing was cool.
I mean, like, they could bring it to Rebellion and, like, copy and paste it, basically.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like what Hera did in Rebels, where she got the Y-Wings, and then, like, they basically just kept making them.
Yep.
Why did they do that with that ship? Bro, the Death Star would have been screwed. Like, what?
That is true. All right. Well, that wraps up our show for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for jumping in the chat. For those that were in the chat, thank you for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button for us. And we're going to try to do these from now on Thursdays. I don't know if I can always do them on Thursday. My work schedule is kind of hectic. But we will try to do them on Thursdays and put a show out. We'll also, of course, I'll cut this up into shorts so you can watch the little short clips of it as well on YouTube. But for me and Ava, we will see y'all next time.